Hello and welcome to Raider Reach. This is the podcast where we reach out to our school community and beyond to share the inspiring story of our Raiders. From the classrooms to the extracurriculars, let's explore the people, events, and moments that make this district truly unique. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to dive on in and tell our Raiders story. My name is Megan Hogg, and I'm the District Director of Communication and Community Partnerships. And I am so honored to be the moderator of Raider Reach, which is our official district podcast where we get to explore the people, just like I said earlier, the people that make this district awesome. And I have two of those people here with me today. I'm really excited because it's going to be a learning experience for all of us. They are both in the health profession world, which I'll be honest, I wanted to be a nurse when I was in kindergarten, but then, got grossed out by somebody throwing up at school and knew that was not where I wanted to go. So I have Rachelle Myers and Teryan. How do you pronounce your first name?
Teryan.
Teryan. Mm-hmm. It looks like Teryan the way it's spelled, and you can thank your parents for that.
Yes, my 5th grade teacher still calls me that.
That's funny. I'm really sorry. Well, we're all here learning it together. And Teryan Warnock, is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and they are two of our CTE teachers here at the high school, and they really circle in and zoom in on the health professions part, that endorsement track, and teaching those classes. So I'm excited to have them here today and learn a lot about those programs and what that means for our students. So let's start off with Rachelle. Oh, and by the way, I need to tell y'all this too. Rachelle was the teacher of the year for the high school last year. Very deserving. She is a phenomenal person at school and outside of school, and she's amazing. So really was excited last year when you won that award, Rachelle. So she was our teacher of the year, and I wanted to mention that because that's important. But Rachelle, tell us a little bit about your educational journey, kind of how you got to where you are now.
Well, thank you for that, Megan. I do not have the traditional teacher educational background. I graduated from Lamar University in 2011 with a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. I worked as a registered nurse at Christus St. Elizabeth Emergency Room and outpatient surgery for 10 years before coming to work at Lumberton High School. This is my 5th year teaching health science technology, and I absolutely love it. I feel that my clinical background provides real-world insight of the healthcare world, and I'm passionate and honored to be teaching our future healthcare professionals.
Yes, so you could see her background is, like you just said, is a little bit different than, I don't know what you call a normal teacher, because none of us are really that normal, but the path, I guess. But I think that your skills and your experience are super valuable in what you bring here to the table. And I remember when you were first starting out, and you told me, because you just got hired right before school started, right? 1 year?
It was like 2 weeks after. It was
2 weeks after school started.
Yes.
That's a nice way to start. Yeah. Okay, so I do remember that, and you were just kind of flying by the seat of your pants, not
Dove
really
right
understanding. You just didn't really understand the school world except for your experience as a student yourself.
That's right.
So, I mean, and then look at you now. So you're doing awesome. But, all right, so Teryan, what about you? What's your story like?
Well, I don't have an educational background either, but I graduated from Our Lady Lake College in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
While my husband was at LSU, go Tigers.
Yep, she got her LSU top on today for college day.
That's right. So I immediately knew I wanted to be in the labor and delivery field, so I started there. I spent 14 years mostly in labor and delivery. Just loved it, but over time, mentoring new nurses, mentoring students, I was like, ooh, I really like this.
The teaching
I feel
side.
like it's time for me to turn around and pay it back towards the next generation coming up. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, very grateful for the work that y'all did before you came to education, and super grateful that you're here now. So you guys are both involved in HOSA. And is HOSA a student organization?
Yes.
Is that what it is, or is it just encompass all the health care classes? I kind of give us a little bit about what HOSA is.
So HOSA stands for Health Occupation Students of America. It is a student-led organization designed to prepare students for careers in the healthcare field. HOSA focuses on leadership development, health science education, community service, career exploration, and competitive events. It also looks great on college applications and resumes because it shows leadership and commitment.
Okay. So especially for those kids, so that are going into those healthcare professions. It's giving them experience, but also giving them opportunities to serve and lead. Mm-hmm. So, do you have to be in the health endorsement? What is that endorsement called?
Health Science Technology.
Yeah, do you have to be in that to be in HOSA?
Yes, you
do. Okay. So, all of your students in HOSA are in the track somehow, like in the endorsement somehow. Okay. So we've learned from other podcasts we've done with other people that now in Texas, in high school, students have to graduate with what's called an endorsement. And it's kind of like, we try to explain it a little bit. The counselors were here and did a really great job of it, so I'm going to butcher it, I'm sure. But it's like a sort of how when you go to college and you choose a major, it's a pathway for you to learn more information to see if that's what you want to do when you leave high school. And it's not tying you down to a career. I mean, definitely if you get into those endorsements and you like them, you can continue on and it gives you that background and experience, but it doesn't force you into some career. And I'm sure you guys get some kids in your entry level or even maybe your advanced level and they tell you, yeah, I don't know if this is what I want to do for a living. Do you ever have that happen?
I had that happen yesterday, actually. We are doing the skeletal system with my freshman.
Okay.
And we watched a video on a joint that had come out of its socket and how to put it back in. And there were some that were like, I don't know, Miss Warnock, I don't think this is for me.
Well, but it's good for them to know that now in high school.
Yes,
that's an easier fix than before they start paying money for college courses and investing that time. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people think the endorsement thing has been negative. Well, people who aren't in education, who may think that it has been negative because it's forcing them into a career before they're really ready to make that decision and they're still exploring things. But I don't see it that way. I think it's kind of a safe place for them to explore different opportunities before they actually have to start paying for classes, you know? Exactly. All right, so let's jump back into what we were doing here. What inspired you guys you guys are involved in HOSA because of the classes you teach. So tell me a little bit about what you teach.
So I teach Principles of Health Science, which is our freshman level, the entry level for the program. And then I have 2 junior classes, and that's Theory of Health Science. So that's a lot of hands-on vital signs, making beds, CPR, certification. And then I teach pharmacology to our seniors. And they will test in the spring to become PTCB certified, which they can be pharmacy techs and have a job right out of high school.
And that pays pretty well for age, especially.
Yes, and really good hours around your college schedule. So.
Okay, that's awesome. So you really teach the whole gamut of high school students then. That's impressive. That's a lot of preps. I'm sorry. I'm sure you have a lot of preps too. And we call preps. That's like, if you're not in the teaching world, you don't really know how to prep. But it's how much preparation you have to do for each kind of class you teach. So she's teaching 3 different kinds of classes, whereas maybe a 7th grade math teacher, if they just teach the same level of students all day, they're just teaching that one class 7 times or 6 times or whatever it is. You guys are kind of switching it up every period or every couple periods, right? So what do you teach, Rachelle?
Yes, I also have 3 preps. I teach dual credit medical terminology, which that's generally sophomores.
Okay.
And then I teach anatomy and physiology, and that is juniors and seniors. And then I teach practicum of health science, and those are our seniors. And those are the ones that are allowed and get the opportunity to go to the hospital and to be able to shadow.
Okay. So they get to log in those hours because they have to have hours, right?
They have hours, and their end goal is to pass their certification to become a patient care technician.
Okay. And does that certification help them be able to work in the hospitals or in medical facilities?
Absolutely. They also can work in the hospital and start out making somewhere around $18 an hour.
Oh, with that certification, that's great.
Yes.
That's really great. Okay. So what skills do students gain through HOSA that just go beyond a normal classroom experience?
So HOSA helps students connect classroom learning to real-world healthcare experiences, shaping them into well-rounded, motivated, and career-ready individuals.
Okay. So it just kind of gives them that confidence with the skill, like the knowledge-based part of it, and then they're able to apply that on the skill side of things. All right. So they do competitions, you said, in HOSA? Mm-hmm. Okay. I want to kind of know what that looks like because that sounds really interesting.
So for HOSA competition, there is a wide variety of events that students can participate in, from medical spelling, photography, job interviewing, to mental health promotion. There are more than 50 events students can choose from. Last year we did have a student place 2nd in medical law and ethics, and he advanced to state competition at Kalahari Resort. I do want listeners to know that HOSA is just more than competition. Our students volunteer and help coordinate LifeShare blood drives here on campus, where we are the largest donation site in the area. We received a silver level recognition banner for this huge achievement as well. This probably would be a good time to share that our next blood drive is scheduled for March 6th in the PAC, and that is an event that is open to the community.
So, next blood drive is March 6th. It's at the PAC, and it is open to the community. And I know sometimes, what day of the week is that?
It's a Friday.
Friday, okay. So we are still in school that Friday because we're on Fridays right now. We're in class. So sometimes people worry about how do I get in because the gates are closed. So I'm assuming they probably could just come up and they would just ring in, press the button at the gate, just let them know that you're there for the blood drive, and park near the PAC so you can just walk to the PAC. And then we do have people there if there's a need for security, just to make sure our students are safe. And but we do want that to be open to the community to be able to come and give. So can we talk a little bit about the blood drives? Because you guys, you've been doing this for a little while now. I think that's a really easy way for people to give back. And I know a lot of people are scared of it because some people have a really big fear of needles. I'm sure y'all know this more than anybody.
Yes.
So what does that look like at the PAC? Like what does the blood drive look like if they do want to come to the blood drive? Like what do they need to know beforehand? Is there any identification that they need to bring with them? What does that look like?
Yes, they do need to bring their ID, and they should know that 1 unit of blood can save 3 lives. And
Wow.
You never know if you or your family member would be needing blood at some point during their life.
So regardless of your blood type,
Yes.
there's always a need. And so how many units do you give when you give blood?
Generally 1 unit. And
So when you give one time, you
Yes.
you could potentially save up to 3 people.
Right. Absolutely.
That's awesome. And then there's some people who have some really great blood types to where they can be universal donors. That's a whole science lesson that I used to teach in 7th grade. I always loved that though. It was so fun talking about blood types and things. But well, that's really great. So I think it's important that people know that it is open to the public, and you're welcome to come up here. And it's put on by LifeShare, which is our local blood donor company or organization, and they always have some fun little giveaways that they give, snacks, and things like that.
Kids
Yeah.
love it for the snacks. We do encourage everyone to eat before they come donate blood.
Okay.
Less risk of passing out, of course.
Yeah. And students, it's really interesting that there are so many students that enjoy participating in the blood drive, because you would think a lot of kids have a big fear of needles and they don't like those things. But what are some of the motivators that students have to do that?
Oh, well, I guess the biggest one is that they get to get out of class for the day.
Yeah.
Yes, and they do get HOSA points if they're members of HOSA. They do get a little bump there for donating.
And don't they, if they end up donating a certain number of units throughout high school, they can get a graduation tassel or
they get a
stole
scholar cord, and they get to wear
cord.
it at graduation. Yes, they do. If they donate 4 times within their high school career.
Okay, and then you'll have 2 blood drives a year.
Yes.
A school year.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. Okay, so you'd already talked about HOSA helping prepare students for career in healthcare and service, and then kind of what those competitions and projects are. So I think we're going to take a quick break from those questions, and we are going to do some rapid fire questions, which are kind of some random questions for you guys, just kind of give us a peek into you and your personalities, or you as a person. Just kind of little fun things here, and let's get to know you a little bit better. You guys ready for that?
Ready?
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So first question is always the same. And what is one random object in your office or your classroom that has a story behind it that reminds you of why you do what you do?
So we did not know that we both actually chose the same thing.
Really?
We were sitting
That's why we're
in here.
such a great team.
Yes, we are a great team. So I definitely said a stethoscope because to me it symbolizes listening with a purpose. It represents taking the time to truly hear students, to understand their goals, and help them guide toward their success. Just as healthcare professionals listen to the hearts and lungs for their patients.
Okay, so that just that stethoscope reminds you of those things when you're teaching students, and I'm sure you tell them that when you're when you're teaching them that. Do you guys have the same stethoscope that you used when you were in the field?
Mm-hmm. And that's why I chose stethoscope as well. So it's hanging right behind my desk.
Mm-hmm.
It was given to me from my mom as a graduation gift.
Yeah.
It has taken me through all my journey, all the mamas, all the babies. I've used it to listen to. And then now it just kind of hangs there to show me like where I've been, but also where I'm going as far as teaching these kids even how to turn on a stethoscope. They didn't even know you had to turn one on.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
So
it's
just a good symbol of where I've been and where I'm going with it. So
that's so cool, and that kind of gives me chills because we've all had a stethoscope that's listened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our doctors have always. Everybody who's been to the doctors, it's very commonplace, but it is serves such a big purpose, you know. So I love that. Okay, so are you a coffee or an energy drink girl, Teryan?
I am very much coffee.
Okay, and do you drink your coffee black or do you like
Completely black.
Oh,
Yes.
I wish I could be like that.
It took me years. I would like slowly get rid of my creamer, and then over time I slowly got rid of my Splenda until I started liking the taste of the coffee more. So,
Okay.
yeah, it took me a while.
Maybe that's what I need to do is start tailoring back slowly. But my husband can do that, and he's like a really big coffee connoisseur. Like he likes to taste different kinds of coffee, and we have an espresso machine that we got a few years ago. He got it for his birthday, so he's really into it. But it still tastes really bitter to me. And I'm a late coffee drinker, so I just started drinking coffee about 4 years ago. So I went through all of college, all of like new mom, everything, and never liked it. I tried. I really did because everybody always wanted me at the coffee shop.
Same. That was me. I cannot tell you how many Starbucks gift cards I got at a younger age.
And I would give
but
them to my husband.
I gave away because I never drank coffee.
Yeah.
So for sure, I would say coffee as well. Definitely no energy drinks. And any student that I have taught,
And you're like,
they know that I
Disagree.
do not approve of energy drinks and what they do to your heart.
yeah,
So.
yeah, and it's can be dangerous for sure. Do you drink your coffee black though?
I do not. No,
Okay.
I gotta have that foo-foo coffee.
Yeah. I love it. All right, so when you were in school, okay, so think back when you were in high school. So y'all are high school teachers. What was your favorite class in high school?
Actually, I loved nutrition.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite things. And actually, it was kind of like, do I go into nutrition? Do I go into nursing? And I just love the people side of nursing. But nutrition's kind of like my little side passion.
Okay, awesome. What about you, Rachelle?
So mine was our health class that we had at high school. It definitely wasn't as big as what we have now, but yes, and that's definitely what got me into nursing and wanting to do this field.
That's awesome. And what's y'all's favorite class to teach?
Well, I would say the theory class because I love the hands-on stuff. We go in the lab. Like right now, we're doing CPR. And watching them do their compressions yesterday and just really taking it on their own and really loving it. That's what like gets me. I'm like, oh, I just love this. This is so cool seeing them. And then when we did vital signs in the fall, I'm just having them do that manual blood pressure and hearing it, and it clicks for them, and you can just tell that they just love it. And so I see that little spark ignite is what I like about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about you, Rachelle?
For me, it definitely would be practicum. I feel like it's a full circle moment. These students get the opportunity to go to Baptist Hospital. Like I've talked about earlier, they get to shadow, they get to go to labor and delivery, watch births, they get to go to NICU. And
Do they all come out like, are they like, whoa, that was awesome? Like,
majority of them do, but then you have those that are like, nope, this isn't for me.
yeah.
But then you have those that have the opportunity to get a front row seat up into surgery, and we have been known to be late coming back to school waiting on a heart surgery to finish or waiting for a mother to give birth.
Yeah.
So it's a
Wow.
great experience for these
cool.
students that most people will never have.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Hey, I want to ask you a quick question. You were talking about CPR. Okay, so we've had to do CPR training just in, working with kids and stuff. And I know in the last couple of years it's changed. Like you don't have to give the breaths anymore. Like you don't have to. Is that right?
They still should have some
do.
airway.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they still
Okay.
should have breaths.
We
You
can-
just
we can
start
clear that
differently.
out then.
Compression should be first.
Yeah.
Oh, did you used to do the breath first?
Yes,
Oh.
long time ago.
Okay, and the way that I learned that I always think of CPR is that the Office episode.
My
Say it
students
aloud.
watched it. We watched it because I was
It's like a funny way to.
I asked them like, what all did we do wrong here?
Yeah.
They were laughing.
That's right. That's
Say it
right.
aloud.
We play
Say it
that
aloud.
music.
Yes.
That way you know you're to the beat.
But I
They
mean,
still have
if
to
that's all you know, I mean, they'll get it. Maybe it's better than nothing, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Okay, so if you could shadow any healthcare professional for a day, who would it be?
I loved the CRNAs. They're our certified registered nurse and
I did the same thing, and I did not know.
Well, just to be able to say that word is impressive.
Yeah,
And that's,
so they would put in epidurals for my mamas, and I was just like, they were always who the patient was really happy to see.
yes. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
so it was a really cool job.
So wait, okay, I was talking to someone about that the other day because she said she wanted to be an anesthesiologist, but she wasn't sure if she wanted to go to school for that long. And I said, you should just be a nurse,
Anesthetist.
So for short, that's CRNA.
Okay,
Yes.
CRNA. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to say that because I butchered that too.
Yeah.
No, they are definitely important.
Yes.
What about you, Rachelle? Is that...
I chose CRNA as well because it's a fast pace, decision making, it's teamwork, critical thinking, but of course while making an immediate impact on patients' lives.
Yeah, and in the nursing world, I heard it probably pays pretty well.
Very well.
Oh, they bank.
We're talking like $300K a year now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's an additional 2 years of school
Yeah.
after your bachelor's, but in between your bachelor's, you have to get 2 years of experience in ICU, and then you go back for 2 years to get your CRNA, and then
Wow.
just
It's
set up.
much better than going to medical school to become a doctor and having all
I
that.
definitely push this to all these students.
Yeah,
Definitely
okay.
push this career.
Are some of them like, wow, that sounds like something I could do?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because that's not going away anytime soon.
No, it's
No.
not.
I mean,
It's not.
you're gonna need, anytime you have to go under, as they say, for I mean that they're there.
Right,
So
yeah.
anesthesia. Okay, so one word that describes your experience. Let's not just talk about HOSA, but let's talk about in teaching students. What would you say?
I would say meaningful.
Yeah, sure.
Just seeing students discover their potential and the future that they have in the healthcare, and that's probably one of my favorite parts of the job.
Okay.
My word would be rewarding. Same thing, seeing continued student growth fuels my passion for teaching and inspires me to continue to grow as an educator. And like I said earlier, this is my 5th year here. So this is my 2nd year that students have contacted me that they've got accepted into their nursing program.
Aw.
So seeing their growth is super rewarding, and the ones that I've pushed for CRNA, so that's coming in a few years.
Yeah. You're like, don't forget your teacher.
That's right.
I want a graduation invitation.
Yes.
That's funny. Okay, so we're going to jump back into some of our other questions kind of before we close things out here, but let's talk about some really cool projects, and then we'll talk about some achievements that HOSA has had. So what's a really cool project that your HOSA students have been able to tackle?
Our most memorable one so far for me was the nursing home project. And before Christmas break, we made Christmas cards and collected socks, activity books, puzzles, and took them to our local nursing home here in Lumberton.
Okay.
This really opened the students' eyes about just seeing how a small act of kindness can brighten anyone's day. And it was more of a blessing, I think, to them than as it was with the patients there too. So.
Yeah. Did you meet Miss Jessie?
We did.
We did.
We
did.
love her. Oh, and the kids loved her too. The
they
students.
did.
Yes.
We got a
And
picture with her.
Did she tell you about how she used to work at the school?
Yes.
Anytime she meets anybody that's a student or from someone from working at the school, well, I guess she does this, but it seems this way because that happened to me when we went for church, serving with church, and then also happened to our child nutrition director, Brittany Williams. She met her there and told her all about it, and then they did a story on her. The news did.
I saw the news thing. She's 107.
Did she play her harmonica?
No, she didn't.
And if you ever go back, ask her to play her harmonica.
Oh,
She's
that's
really.
so cool.
I know.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Well,
she did that.
The students are already asking, can we go back in the spring?
Yeah. Oh, I love
Yes.
that. You know the people would love that too. So, the residents. Okay, so let's talk about some other achievements that HOSA has achieved.
Well, one of my proudest achievements since being here at LHS is leading our HST program to a 100% pass rate on the Patient Care Technician Certification exam. Seeing our students achieve this was rewarding as a teacher. I prioritize real-world readiness and strive to create a classroom environment that blends academic rigor with hands-on experience. These students not only perform vital signs, but also EKGs and phlebotomy. Students don't just sit in a classroom and learn healthcare, they get to practice it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's the whole practicum part. So can you clarify phlebotomy? Is that drawing blood?
That is drawing blood,
Okay.
yes.
I mean, I told you, I'm not in the health field here. But a phlebotomist, that's what I thought they did. I just wanted to clarify here. Okay, wow. And that in of itself is interesting, I'm sure.
It is. High school students are performing this.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. All right, so what makes Lumberton ISD HOSA program special or unique?
What makes our program unique is that we have a collaborative CTE team where student success extends far beyond the classroom. We are committed to making a lasting impact on our students' lives and futures. Ms. Warnock and I both have nursing experience to share with these students, and together we do make a great team, and HST is the place to be.
And you guys are about to be presenting to our 8th grade students because every January, late January, early February of each school year, we have what's called the CTE showcase that we do for our middle school students for a week, and it gives the CTE programs like your program a chance to go to the middle school and demonstrate and tell them about the classes that you guys have in your endorsement. And so y'all are doing that this year again?
Yes.
What is it that y'all get to show them over there when y'all go for a showcase?
We have like a little, we bring some students from our HOSA or things like that to kind of talk with them. And we do a little 8-minute presentation with them, and we have some students act out a medical scenario, just really kind of get their attention, kind of catch their eye. And
Yeah. And
So our 8th graders can be looking for us on January 30th at the middle school.
Okay,
That's
so you
when
already
we're
know your
coming.
designated day.
We know the date.
Okay, yeah, so January 30th, and it, like we said, it's going to be probably a week or so after that all 8th graders will go to the high school one of 2 evenings, and they will sit down with a high school staff member, and they plan out actually all 4 years of their high school career, and sometimes those things can change, but those people that will work with them will kind of show them the path of if they want this medical endorsement, medical field, medical pathway endorsement, what does that look like, and what classes they're going to be taking each year. So on the practicum, does every senior take the practicum class?
No, ma'am. Only 19 students have the opportunity to be in
So
that
there's a cap on that?
There is,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
And they have to apply for that their junior year?
They do, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And are you guys any connected to the new program we just started that's, is it?
We're through LSCO, the LVN
LVN,
program.
yeah.
So they do have to take principles, and they have to take medical terminology as well. Then they're in the dual credit anatomy and physiology program with Miss Wright. Then from there, if they're still, I don't know.
Involved in the program, and they just keep taking their classes through LSCO?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's off-site.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, so, but then they still are getting that endorsement, I guess, when they graduate.
Yes.
Same endorsement. Okay. Well, that's good. So many different avenues they can go through and go down. That's awesome. All right. Well, I have one more question. Especially for those 8th graders, what would you give, what kind of advice do you guys have for students who might be considering joining that?
I would say if you're even thinking about a healthcare career, if you're interested at all, HOSA is one of the best choices you can make, and also our program, because you're just going to learn so much more. It's going to strengthen your knowledge, get you ready for college, especially, I can imagine having that pharmacology knowledge as a senior going into nursing school and already having that done. Like, that would be huge. So it'll definitely strengthen your resume for college, being in HOSA, and there's opportunity for scholarships, and it can truly open doors for you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a win-win, so.
Come join us. We would love to have you in our program.
Yay! And my last thing I want to do, a tag on that, is when we were growing up, and I'm going to group us all on the same age. I don't really know y'all's age, but I know I'm older than some of y'all, for sure. But when we were growing up, if you were interested in healthcare, you had to kind of know someone who was a doctor or a nurse and go shadow them, maybe intern there or work in a doctor's office in the office part, just to kind of get some experience when you were younger. And now, with these programs that are available, students, that door is wide open for them. And I mean, there's different things that you have to do beforehand, different classes that you have to take before you can do practicum or even apply for practicum.
Yes.
But I think that's just so amazing that those opportunities are there, and they're able to get an idea of what specific pathway they may want to go into. Because when you do your practicum, those kids that do practicum and they go to Baptist, they're going to they're going probably the ER or something.
Yeah, they don't get to go to the ER, but they
Okay.
see multiple fields.
So everything from pediatrics to geriatrics.
Just about, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And everything in between, labor, delivery, all the things. So I think that's so cool. Then that kind of helps them kind of narrow down where they want to focus on. And I mean, there's always opportunities to change their mind, and if they're in nursing school, I mean, you guys went to nursing school, so you know a little bit more about that. But, and then I also have one more question. This is just for me. So I have friends that have gotten an RN and then they get their BSN. Can you explain the difference? Because I thought they were the same. No.
So an RN is just your associate's degree. So it's about 2 years.
Okay, and that's just registered nurse.
Right, you're still an RN. You just don't have that. You probably wouldn't get to have that experience in a management position.
Oh,
but you
okay.
have an RN behind your name. You do pretty much. You can do everything the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and then a BSN is a 4 years degree, and it has everything the RN does as well. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. So do you have to still pass your NCLEX exam to be an RN?
Yes.
And to be a BSN. Mm-hmm. Okay. So people who invest into the 4-year program to get their BSN is going to be beneficial for them if they want to move up in their career. You said in management.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That's really great. I love that. Thank you for clearing that up. I mean, I hope someone else might have had that question. But I've always wondered that, and I didn't want to ask someone and, trivialize that, so I feel like this is a safe space, actually. All right. Well, you guys are amazing, and I appreciate everything that you do because we know that you could be making way more money, and I don't need to remind you of that, outside of the teaching classroom. But,
this is true.
The benefits
so true.
are just different. The schedule's different. If you have kids, it's easier to manage that lifestyle a little better when you're on the same schedule, and I'm sure you guys tell your students that as well, but you guys are both pouring into other students, and it's far-reaching, and I don't know if being in the nursing field you'd ever get that opportunity the same way. So I just want to say thank you for the sacrifice that you're making, but also just thank you for what you do each day. I've heard nothing but great things about our program here. So you guys are awesome, and I appreciate y'all. Thanks for being here today.
Yes,
I know not everybody is always excited. They're a little nervous, but you guys did a great job, and we're very grateful to have you guys. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's a wrap for today's episode of Rate or Reach, and we hope that you enjoyed hearing those stories that make this district and community so special. It's all about making that impact in our classrooms, our lives, and the world. You can find us on all podcast platforms, so be sure to subscribe, and you can share this episode with others in our community. And join us next time as we continue to reach out and share more Raider stories. And I'll give you a hint, next time we're going to be talking to some friends at the primary school, and that's going to be fun to hear kind of their story, those ladies, some of those ladies that work in the office there. But until then, let's stay connected, stay inspired, and let's keep making an impact. Bye!
Bye!